This is Mark from ReaperMobile.com, and today we have the unboxing of the T-Mobile Blackberry Z10, otherwise known as the Blackberry Z10. As you can see, it looks like the standard BlackBerry box, except it's T-Mobile branded now. The picture's the same as everyone else sees it. You know, carrier label on the right side, logo here, some more T-Mobile branding. Recently announced as a T-Mobile LTE network, so of course now we have the 4G LTE moniker. Not live in most markets yet, but that'll be rolling out throughout the year. On the back we have the normal features as you'd expect, 8 megapixel camera, all the software features. Of course they have to let you know it's running BlackBerry OS 10. What's inside, your phone, your charger, USB cable, starting guide, micro SIM, because every phone now is running micro SIM these days. Your frequency range, here we can see it's quad band for 3G, also again quad band, and of course LTE radio. So pretty minimalist box, small like most phones are today, which is a little misleading to when you open it. So stay focusing on that picture. Quite the size difference from the picture. Here we have the BlackBerry 10. Z10, as everyone keeps forgetting to call it, and some more T-Mobile branding. More T-Mobile branding. Nothing else outside of there. Well, it's already taken the liberty of putting a SIM in the phone and charging it, so we'll put that down for a second. As you can see, quite a decent sized phone. Very clean. Only thing different here is a slight T-Mobile logo on the back, but other than that, not much different from the international versions. Power button up top, headphone jack, mic, volume rockers, and a select key in the center. Nothing on the front outside of proximity sensor, front facing camera, and the light sensor. And of course the BlackBerry logo, which is what you need for doing most everything. Talk speaker here. HDMI, well, your MHL and micro USB ports on the other side. Speaker grill on the bottom, and as you can see, this is a snap-on back cover, and it's not, there we go, not quite snapped, and now it is. So the back, as you can see, there's just this tiny seam, peels off, and you can remove the battery, something that's missing from a lot of phones these days. And very small 8 megapixel camera with single LED flash. We'll see how good that holds up. Alright, let's put this down for now. And like most cases now that are like this with phones, it's phone on top and then everything's kind of stacked on top of each other in layers. So we pull this off to the next layer. Lets you know documentation and charger by logos. A little hole here to pull it out. Be gentle. T-Mobile branded welcome user guide. Sits next. Terms and conditions in not English sits next. More T-Mobile branding. And of course, if you need to return it, you know, you have your 15-day period with carriers. More safety and product information. And of course, Qualcomm had to get their branding in there with the whole Snapdragon logo. And now for the all-important accessories. So here we have my standard micro USB cable, decent length. Some carriers try to cheap you out and give you a short one, so that's good that they didn't change that. And the AC to DC adapter where you plug the USB cable in, and the wall outlet on the other side. And now we're at the bottom of the box. Of course this little insert can come out, but nothing else to see here. Nowadays, I notice a lot of people do, it's not a bad idea to just keep these boxes and just keep all this stuff in it. Pack all this back. See, everything just folds nice and neat, tucks away, and it's less likely for you to lose anything unless, of course, you lose the box. So that's enough of the box. Now as for the phone. And 19% battery life, good enough for this. And now the initial setup. What language? Let me think about this. Yeah, English. And as you can see, it's giving little prompts at the bottom, what direction to swipe to do for what. And now we wait for T-Mobile. So while that's doing that, let's do a little size comparison with another T-Mobile phone. This would be T-Mobile's S2, which been around for quite a while. 4+ inch screen, 4.3 if my memory is correct, might be 4.5. So now, in comparison, you can see that BlackBerry is now making a competing size device. The screen itself isn't as large. You can see the difference once it's awake, but the phones themselves are about the same size. The BlackBerry comes off looking thicker, even though they're about the same thickness here, because this has a silver band with a black back tapering off. But if I put them side by side, you'll see they're about the same. But that slight boxiness on the edge here where it doesn't taper off as much gives the illusion that it's a thicker device, even though it's not. Actually, it's slightly thinner than the S2, as you can see here. Camera's just in different places. You can actually see that the BlackBerry is actually using a slightly larger sensor, which should mean it should hold up a little bit better in low light situations than the Galaxy S2. And connected to blah blah blah. No Wi-Fi, that's lovely. You need a data connection to continue, please add Wi-Fi. And that's just Wi-Fi network. So right now the SIM isn't activated, so there's not much we can show you there. What I could do is, however, show you what's under the hood. Lock this back up. Again, like the S2 I just showed, this is very much one of those designs where the back peels off. It's just plastic. And if you're nervous about electronics, you're going to feel a little uneasy doing this at first because it feels like you're going to break it. But it's designed to flex and it peels off. Here you can see the NFC component is built into the back of the device. So the BlackBerry logo is actually your antenna. Here you have one of their newer format batteries. Actually, I think this is brand new for this phone. One thing that was popular with BlackBerry world is people were used to swapping batteries because most BlackBerries, for the most part, use the same format batteries. So you can just keep swapping. Here, it's slightly different. And this is according to it, 1800 milliamp battery. So depending on how power hungry the processor is in this device, this should last quite a while. Here you have your micro SD card slot and your SIM, which is locked in by the battery, micro SIM of course. And you can see the different radio lines here for the device and the contact pins for your NFC. Pretty clean, typical BlackBerry design. It's simplistic, but it looks like it'll hold up well. And here we have the device auto rebooting. And this just goes back on by laying it in place and pressing around the edges. Get that reassuring snap as you do it. And now it's one solid piece again. One thing BlackBerries used to be notorious for is extra long boot time, so we'll see how this one holds up right now. And also you can probably see slightly is it's a fingerprint magnet. Oh, you can see the percentage of the boot by tapping. That's nice. Little graphics here, progress bar, at least you know how long it's taking. So if you're one for liking clean phones, you're going to want to carry one of these with you. T-Mobile branding again. More about Wi-Fi, because the SIM card's not activated. Well, this is the BlackBerry Z10. I'm Mark from ReaperMobile.com. Till next time.